Hi, Kelly Fusco here for Trinity Stamps. Welcome to day 2 of the 12 Days of Christmas series from Trinity Stamps Creative Team. Today I'll be creating 3 tags, simple and easy. I didn't have a plan when I started out making these tags, so I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants to make these tags. Here I'll be using Merry and Bright. I'll be using Snowflake Kisses, and this is a great Slimline. It's good for A2 and Slimline cards. It's a layering set for snow. However, I did not use it. And I want to also show you this Slimline pad here. It's Holiday Trimmings Slimline pad, and it is so much fun. And the material, the cardstock is like slick, and it's really nice quality, and the colors are so much fun. I'm going to flip through here and just show you briefly. It's double-sided, so if you don't like a pattern on one side, you have another choice on the other side. And I just really adore that paper pad. Now for one of my sentiments on my tag, I'm going to be using the Tree-mendous stamp set. I love that the sentiment is so cute and it has the coordinating die. So I'm going to be using that on my tag number 1 here. Now I'm using the Tim Holtz watercolor cardstock. That's my go-to. I use that pretty much for most of my watercolor projects. And I'm using some masking tape. I don't know where I got this one from. I have quite a few. Some of them rip the paper, some do not. This one was pretty good. Always remember to remove your tape when your paper is dry. I tried removing mine when it was a little bit wet and it started to pull the paper a little bit. So always make sure it's dry before you pull that off. So I just used my distress inks in rainbow order, and I just did a simple tree. I used my mat here to line up to make sure that my angles were straight, and then I added some Spectrum Noir shimmer pen on top, which reactivates the ink, so I just had to wipe in between the colors to avoid cross-contamination. Now next I'm going to be adding that Tremendous sentiment on top of my tree. I love rainbows. It's something I default to often. So making rainbows, and I also want to mention real quick, the base of my tree was a little off center, so I took a embossing pen, you'll see in the pictures at the end, and I colored it in and I embossed it so I have a solid tree trunk instead of an crooked tree trunk. So I filled it in. You'll see in the pictures in the end. So yeah, I make a lot of rainbow theme cards because, especially now, because it was such a hard year, and rainbows symbolize hope. So I really like making rainbow style themed cards. All right, moving on. So my next tag number 2, again, I'm just using the same watercolor cardstock, and I'm just adding 3 colors of distress inks, and I'm also using my reinkers to get some real concentrated color. Now with watercolor, just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be perfect, and especially if you're doing a winter scene, because it's, looks stormy and snowy. Look, that's not perfect, but it's perfect for the look that I was going for. And what's a snowy scene without a nice black edge? You got to add that black soot, which is what I did to really give it a winter feel. I went ahead and mounted my Snowflake Kisses onto my Misty and prepped it with my anti-static powder tool. I tend to use a lot of powder because no matter what I do, I always get strays all over the place. Then after I embossed it, I used Wow White in fine detail. And now here's one of my favorite all-time products. It's the shimmer spray in Sparkle, and I spray it and I just wave my tag through the mist. I do this to avoid getting big droplets. I just wanted a nice fine mist, and look how beautiful it is. It's so much prettier in real life, but the light, it really is beautiful. So yeah, now I'm just adding some string which has a little bit of silver in it because I like blue with silver and like reds and warm colors with golds. So I used a white and silver twine, and that is tag number 2. Oh, I also wanted to mention, I forgot to mention before, I used a white jelly roll and a Stardust pen to add some white dots and a little bit of sparkle to my tag. Moving on to tag number 3. This is the Merry and Bright stamp, and I'm just stamping that on my tag. Again, same cardstock, and I'm going to emboss that with clear on top because I'm going to be watercoloring. Now, I used the new color, the Rustic Wilderness in green, and I just smeared a little bit on my glass mat, and I added the most concentrated color to where it would be the darkest in my image. And I just went around real quick, you know, nothing fancy. I am by no means a colorist, a watercolorist, or any of that. I just wanted to add color and have fun with it. Didn't want to, you know, get too crazy because then I get frustrated, so I just wanted to keep it lighthearted, and that's what I did. I used my water brush, it's a Tim Holtz water brush, and I just laid down all the green, and then I went ahead with the other colors of Distress inks, and I colored in my Merry and my banner. I enjoy watercoloring, but I often forget to use Distress inks, which is really a great medium to do that with. So here's my end product. I added a little bit of shimmer into the banner, but if you stick around to the end of the video, if you see the end tag, I added it to a card, and I also added some Trinity Stamps Stunning Silver Baubles, and I put them where the ornaments are to really make it pop. Now, I had originally planned on putting this tag on the Slimline card on the right side there, and I used red for the border, and I realized it's not sticking out, you know, popping enough. So I added some black. Then I thought to myself, you know, I'm not going to mount this onto the Slimline card. It changed directions, and here it is here. Now you really can't see, but I used an image from All Spruced Up for the card base, the white panel. It's hard to see. I used it in a really light ink just to add a little bit more interest to the background of my card. And there's my tag applied to a card base. And my other card tags will eventually become cards. Again, this is the 12 Days of Christmas for Trinity Stamps. Details below for the prizes, and more details will be in the description box below. Please stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy, my friends. And if you get a chance, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks so much. Have a great day.